I'm not going to talk too much before we get into it. When we left off yesterday, Amix and Steven were talking in a boxcar. BOOZHOO! Welcome back to BOOZHOO Nana BOOZHOO! And this week we're reading Amix Blood by Lyons. It's a Christmas story, and we're going to read a few pages every day until Christmas. Alright, page 35. I'm going to jump right in. Here's a picture of Lilith, and she's riding a horse, and she's also got a deer with her, and the deer is wearing a saddle. Whoa, girl, Lilith said, pulling on the reins. Let's take a break and let that train pass. We're almost there. With one smooth motion, Lilith swung her long leg over the horse's head and slid off the saddle. As she opened the feed bag for the deer and the horse, a silhouette of Santa's sleigh and his charging reindeer flew 10 feet overhead. They were moving fast and turned to keep up with the racing train. What's that all about? Lilith thought, and a now familiar chill ran down the length of her spine. She didn't know why, but Lilith's nostrils inflamed as her eyes turned a luminescent white. With a hiss, her fangs extended, and she quickly remounted her powerful steed. Wait here, she commanded to the deer, and unhooked its leash. With a sense of urgency that possessed her body, Lilith rode off in pursuit of Santa Claus. Meanwhile, inside the rocking boxcar, Amix and Steven were intently studying their cards. Nobody said a thing for almost a full minute when Amix spoke up. Is it my turn? Nope, it's mine, Steven replied. And G-I-N spells, and slapping down a winning hand, he declared, Gin! Aw, man! Ha ha! Steven playfully taunted. I am the king of the world! A high-pitched squeak punctuated the moment, and the car began to slow. Oops! I lost track of time, Steven said and stood up. We must be there. I've got to get this stuff packed up again. Here, let me help you, Steven. Amix began rolling up the priceless rug, while Steven replaced the plastic protective covering for the floor pillow. Outside, unknown to the two new friends, Santa Claus was directing his team to land on top of the boxcar. On, Comet! On, Cupid! On, Donner and Blitzen! He yelled. Land on the train! Not far below, the exquisite vampire, with her sleek black cape flowing behind her, was keeping pace on her horse. There was something that just didn't sit right with her, and Lilith always followed her instincts. When the train finally came to a complete stop, Lilith and her horse disappeared into the shadows and fog, like only vampires can do. They watched the hulking white-haired man lumber down the ladder. He paused for a moment to catch his breath, then violently jerked open the sliding metal door. Aha! Roared Santa. You're coming with me! Amix was frozen with fear, but Steven didn't hesitate. Lunging at the giant man in red, Santa responded with a surprisingly fast backhand. The small mummy flew back into the marble pillar and slid to the floor like a damp cloth. Steven! Amix cried. Santa gripped the young girl by the neck and lifted her off the floor. He pulled her in close to his face, close enough that she could smell stale milk and cheap cookies on his breath. Ho, 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 he roared again and turned to leave. Suddenly, a huge black bat fluttered in and flew directly for his head. Ducking at the last second, Santa Claus dropped Amix and swirled around to see the bat begin to transform. Okay, I'm going to leave it at a cliffhanger. Right there, that's enough for today. We'll pick it up tomorrow and see what happens with Santa Claus and Amix and Lilith and Steven. All right, well, you've been watching BOOZHOO Nana BOOZHOO, and we're a podcast reading Amix Blood by Lyons. And we'll pick it up again tomorrow. I will see you again. Higawa min, minowa, hoa.